Hello, hello. Welcome to the Produce, Publish, Promote Summit. And today we are talking with Paulette Harper, and she's going to be discussing with us increasing your author platform. So I'm LaShonda Hoffman. I forgot to say that. I'm passing it over to Paulette. She's going to be our presenter tonight. Go, Paulette.
Hi, everyone. This is so exciting. This is only my second time being on Blab. And thank you, LaShonda, for having me on. And all of those of you who are in the chat room, please make comments. You can get in the hot seat, I was told, to ask questions and whatnot. So I'm going to just get on right into this. This segment is in regards to building or increasing your author's platform. And then a little later in the segment, I'm going to talk about my business right now, virtual book tours. And so when we talk about building our platform, I mean, the last 3 days have been so awesome. We've gotten so much information. I've just been blessed by the presenters and all the vendors, and it's just really been awesome. So it's really been helping me as an author. But increasing your author platform, what is a platform? And I know we've talked about what a platform is many times. I know you've heard it a lot, but I wanted to give an example of really what the platform is. And our platform is how we reach out to readers in order to build our exposure, how we network with people, and how we build our notoriety. A platform is used to describe the variety of ways in which you connect to and engage your readers, your ideal readers, that is most acceptable to your work. Okay, so that's what the platform is. That's our author's platform. That's the foundation of why we do what we do. And our platform composes of four areas, and they're not in any particular area. It's about our visibility, it's about our authority, it's about a proven record, and it's about our target audience. And so our visibility is so important as authors. The visibility is about who knows you, who's aware of your work, where does your work present itself, how many people see your work. I know when I became an author back in 2008, I was with a self-publishing, I was with a publisher, and I didn't think that they were publishing my book, or they weren't marketing my book the way I wanted them to market my book. So I learned how to market my own book. And so with that, it took a lot of diligence, a lot of commitment, and a lot of work, but I was out there. And so visibility is so important. I had someone respond to me way back when, in 2008, and they made this comment to me, and they said, "Paulette, I see you everywhere." And that was such a testament to me, because I knew what I was doing. I was doing the right thing by marketing and promoting my book. It's about exposure, especially for any author. It doesn't matter how long you've been an author. The thing about it's about the amount of exposure you need to get as far as an author is concerned. So that's the first thing. It's about visibility. How does your message spread? How are you sharing about your book to the masses of people that you want to reach? Where are you sharing it at? Okay, and what communities are you part of? This is about being visible. Okay, it's not just in your immediate area. It's about going outside of your immediate area. We know that our families and friends are going to buy our books, but we need to reach outside and get out of our comfort zone. Okay, get out of our comfort zone and reach those people that don't know us. Okay, next is authority. And this is all part of our platform. Next is authority. What's your credentials? Why should I buy your book? What has qualified you to buy your book? And so you can, share that with people, your credentials, not necessarily that you got this, degree or anything, but you have life experience. You have written a book and you are an expert, because people now, when we write a book, people think we're an expert, and we're expert in our field. We're expert in what we do. We're an expert in our books and how we present our books. We're an expert in now sharing our message with other people, because we have experience now. Okay, so visibility, it's the authority, it is our proven reach. How are we reaching the masses of people that we want to make contact with? Okay, it's not enough just to say I'm visible. It's not enough just to say I've written a book. We have to show that. Okay, and so we can show that in many different facets. One, it could be the size of our email listing. It could be our blogs and the amount of comments that we have. It could be our website and the visitors and the traffic that we get to our website. So we have a proven reach that we can really grab a hold to show that we have, and we are communicating with people in such a great way that they're buying our products, they're buying our books. Okay, so we have that proven reach. Also, our target audience. This makes up our platform, our target audience. Without an audience, we have no one to reach. So we have to learn how to reach people that can resonate with our message. Okay, so our target audience should be visible to the most receptive and appropriate audience for the work which we're trying to sell. For instance, if I've written, when I wrote my first book in 2008, it's a nonfiction book, and so I had to find readers who would read inspirational nonfiction work, and so I was able to do that. And so I wouldn't pitch my book to any fiction authors or any fiction book clubs, especially if they didn't read nonfiction books. So this is how you find your target audience. You look for those people who are going to resonate with your message, those people who the audience is going to buy and gravitate to what you have. Okay, so that's how we reach our target audience. That's one of the ways. There's many other ways, but that is just one of the ways. You zone in on those who are more receptive to what you have to share. Okay, so that's about the platform that we have. And then what activities build our platform? Okay, first and foremost, our platform grows from the body of work that we do. It's from producing great work. All right, you are not building an author's platform to sell your books. Woo! But you're going to sell books in the process. Okay, you're building your career, and you're producing a product for our industry, for this industry. The platform is the foundation of our business. It's the investment in the time that we put into it. Our platform is going to open up some great doors. Your platform is going to open up some great doors for you, not just in having a book, but the speaking engagements that come along with it. There's so many arms that attaches itself to our products, to our books, that we don't even know. We think that it's just the book, but there's so many things that's going to come from the book. And as I go further down in the session, I'll share with you some of the things that my own personal things that came out of my book and the platform that I've been using. So we're going to build our platform, not just to sell our books, but to increase our exposure. All right. Your platform is the key to getting media attention. It's about your platform is a key to getting book reviews. And it leverages our books through this circuit of promoting or pushing our books. Credibility and accountability as an author is enriched by our investment in ourselves and in our books. All right. So when we have a book, that shows our credibility. And so our platform is really going to be that way in which we reach readers, we sell books, we have media contacts. We're able to have certain engagements. We're able to increase our people's awareness of who we are as authors. Okay. Here are the few ways in which you can increase your platform: your blogs, your websites. And I really encourage you that if you don't have a website, you really need to get one. There's so many free websites that you can build out there. And, when I talk to authors or aspiring authors, and when I'm coaching them, that's one of the questions that I ask them: do you have a website? Because you want people to be able to find you. You want people to be able to find you, not just on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn and all those social networks, but you want your website to be your hub. You want your website where people can find you there. Because you know what? On your website, you're going to have your other services. You're going to have all your other books. You're going to have your media contacts. You're going to have your book excerpts on there. So you want to make sure that you have a website. Also, email newsletter. right? Your social networks, as I mentioned, and then you can do your podcast and your videos like we're doing today. You could do this and post it on your website, your blog, and just shoot it out there. The technology is such a great tool that we have, and we can use it to our advantage. Just don't limit yourself to just being on this on social network. Expand your horizon. There's so many things we could do to increase our platform. We just don't have to be settled with one way of doing things, because many things can work for us, especially now with technology the way that it is. Also, by speaking. This is another way that you can increase your platform, is by speaking engagements. Speaking on your book topics, speaking on topics, themes in relation to your books, things that tie into your books. One of the things that I did when I wrote my first book in 2008, I wanted to be in online magazines. I wanted to write articles. And so what I did was I sought after online magazines. I Googled a whole lot of online magazines. I found a group of them that I could send my articles to. And then I looked at each one of those online magazines. I, checked out their guidelines. You want to make sure you read their guidelines if you want to put some articles in magazines. I checked out their guidelines, and I submitted my articles. And so one of the things that I did was my book. I have a chapter in that book called, the book title is That Was Then, This Is Now, This Broken Vessel Restored. And so the chapter in that book is called Don't Get Bitter, Get Better. And so what I did was I took that 2 or 3 excerpts out of that book. I converted it into an article, and I submitted it online to those magazines. And they accepted my magazine. And you don't know the joy that came to my heart when I saw my feature in those online magazines. Now, I'm a first-time author, and I'm crazy about marketing my stuff. And when I saw my name and I saw my picture, my feature, and then the links back to my website and my Amazon links, it blew my mind. It really blew my mind, because I didn't know the magnitude of the impact that just submitting articles to different websites, what that was going to do for me. And so I encourage you, you don't have to recreate anything. Use your book, use the content in your book to create articles, and create things around different messages in your book, and shoot those out to different magazines if that's what you want to do. And you know what? That's free exposure. That is free exposure. You're talking about magazines who have thousands and thousands of followers, and they shoot their magazines out to so many people that's on their mailing list. And so people are reading your content, and it's just totally free. And so we have to learn how to use those kind of avenues to really help us as authors to get word out there about our book. So you want to do some online magazines, that's how you do it. That's one way of doing it. Also, we're talking about speaking engagements. It's such a great way to increase your platform. And so, when you go into speakers events, there's Toastmasters, there's different conferences that you go to, even in your own local area. Find some places where you can just go and do some networking. There's some great networking events that goes on in all of our cities and in our states, if you can travel, far. But make sure that when you go and you're talking to people, that you have business cards. Make sure that you're passing out business cards to people, so that, when you go home, you add them to your mailing list. And so you increase your mailing list that way. And then when you're ready to send out your newsletter, you have, many other names and contacts that you can add to your mailing list to do that. I hope I'm not going so fast here. I feel like I am.
Okay.
Also, you want to join writing communities that are in your area, even online. I know for me, there's many writing groups that are out here that I'm a part of. And so, find some in your own local area that can really help you, and, glean from them and get ideas from them as far as how you can, increase your own platform in your own area. And then what I want to do is say this to you that, this is a process. Increasing your author platform is a process. And so I've been writing since 2008, and I'm still learning. I'm still gleaming from others. I'm still finding where places to promote my book. I'm still looking for blogs. I'm still looking for magazines. I'm still doing the work. And so no matter how long you've been writing a book, no matter how many books you have, we still have to do that. There are still readers out there who haven't heard our message, who don't know us. And so we constantly have to find ways in which we can connect with our audience. Okay, so it's a long process. Don't get discouraged if things are moving kind of slow. Just stay with it. Just stay with it. So now I'm going to talk to you about my business, Right Now Virtual Book Tours. And I'm not even looking at the questions. So if there's questions down there, I'll look at them after I get done with the presentation. So as I mentioned earlier, my business is entitled Right Now Virtual Book Tours. And I've been in business for over 7 years. And I so love connecting and supporting authors. That's such a passion for me. And so Right Now Virtual Book Tour, it's really all about creating the buzz for your books. It's about connecting your books with readers. It's about building your author's platform. And I use bloggers and radio shows to do that for my clients. What is a virtual book tour? I know when I wrote my first book, I was introduced to a virtual book tour by Tyora Moody. She did mine, and so she's not doing them anymore. And so when I was doing one with her, it was fabulous. It just was really fabulous. It availed me the opportunity to be on different blogs. I wrote guest posts. I was interviewed. People did excerpts. I provided excerpts on my books. I had a trailer there. People did reviews on my book. So there's so many things that, encompasses doing a virtual book tour. So what is a virtual book tour? If you don't know, a virtual book tour features authors promoting books by making guest appearances during a set time frame. On blogs, you can even do it on podcasts. You can do it on like we're doing right now on this video. It's about connecting people on the social networks and using other venues. The author, you, my client, you go from blog to blog instead of traveling all over the world, which you got the money to do that. Go ahead. I'm for you. The author goes from blog to blog, sharing information about their books. A virtual book tour is a popular book marketing tactic a virtual book tour is a popular book marketing tactic because authors can reach their book target audience through online conversations, through reviews, through guest posts, through book excerpts that can lead to sales. And it's all done right without leaving your home. And I think that that's the fabulous thing about doing a virtual book tour. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. That's fabulous. Okay. Virtual book tours a lot of them are done from an author's book launch. If an author has an older book that they want to do a virtual book tour, that's totally fine. If you want to get some more exposure for that book, that's totally fine. It works for nonfiction books, fiction books. My genre that I support is any genre except erotica and gay and lesbian. I don't do those, but everything else I will promote and gladly promote. A lot of my authors are fiction authors. A lot of my authors or my clients are Christian authors, and they're promoting their Christian nonfiction and Christian inspirational books. And I absolutely love promoting authors. Next. One of the great things about doing a virtual book tour is that you determine how long you want to be on a virtual book tour. I have 3-day book tours to 2 months book tours. So it depends on your budget, and it also depends on how long you want to get the exposure for your book. And so, there's always something that you can do to promote your book. There's a lot of free stuff out there that you can do as well. But, when you're doing a virtual book tour, or any services that, that charge. It's the labor that goes into doing the work. And so with the tours, you determine how long you want to be on. Um, a couple of my most popular ones would be my book blast and then my 2-week book tour. And so my book blast is a 1-day book blast, and I have a couple of images out there, flyers out there on the in the group too regarding my book blast, and then the special that's going on as well. So my book blast is one day, and it's massive exposure for the author. And so you're featured on 20 or more blogs, and I create the media kit for you. And that media kit is for information that you provide to me. That's your book images, your picture, if you want your picture in your media kit. It's all your social links. It's your links to your website. It's your bio, your book blurb, an excerpt, if you have a trailer. So all of that you provide to me, and I make up the media kit. I create banners for you. I will create a banner that you can put on your Facebook page and you can share on your social network. I will create a book teaser for you as well. So that's all part of your media kit that I sent out to the bloggers who have agreed to host you and spotlight you. And that's with a book blast. And so you talking about on one day being on 25 blogs. It's just crazy. The exposure is sick. And so you go and you go from blog to blog, you check out the comments, you leave comments, and it's such an interactive way to communicate with readers, and also to increase your not only just expand your platform, but you can communicate with people, you can connect with different readers, you can get contact information. It's a great way to get exposure for an author, and it's not as expensive as you may think. You can go to my website and look at my packages at wnlbooktours.com, and you see all my packages. And then another one is my 2-week virtual book tour. And this one includes some radio. So if you've never been on radio, it is such a great opportunity to get yourself exposed to the different radio outlets out there. And the thing about being on radio, I mean, you do it from your own home. And so people can dial in and talk to you, just like being on video right now. People can dial into the shows, talk to you, ask questions. And then when the show is ended, you can download it and post it on your website and send it out, shoot it out to your email list. So there's so many things that you can do with being on radio, in addition to being on the different blogs as well. So another great thing about a virtual book tour is that your tour becomes perpetual. It means that as long as that blogger keeps your information archives in their on their website, it's there for life. It is there for life. And so if someone, they can go, somebody can look at your stuff, in a month, in 2 months. And so having that availability to have still your information on those blogs is just fabulous. So you have the potential to, to increase your sales before, doing, and even after your book tour is ended. So I think that that's awesome. All right. And so our goal is to reach online buyers and to increase your reader base. All right. So here's some benefits for a virtual book tour. The purpose and the benefits of the virtual book tour is to enhance your author's platform, as I mentioned. It's to build your reputation through increased online exposure, and it's to drive traffic to your website and to build your relationship with key influencers and potentially sell books. Bloggers. Now, I have a lot of bloggers who I have developed great relationships with, and they love content. They love content. And so bloggers love content. Developing great content derives from your book. All right. Choose themes that center around your book to write about. This is some of the content that bloggers will request from some of my clients. They may want you to do a guest post. And so I have a whole list of topics that you can write on. It could be your publishing journey. It could be marketing tips. It could be excerpts out of your book. I mean, so many things that encompasses, writing great content. And so these are some of the things that is included in with the media kit. So always remember that, bloggers, they're always looking for people to be on their blogs. They're always looking for guest posts. They're always looking for authors to feature and to interview and to spotlight. This is how readers come back, because they have their reader base. The visitors that come to those blogs is just crazy. And I'm going to give you some stats in a little bit about some of the bloggers who help me promote my authors, my clients. So I mentioned some of the content. I talked about the guest posts, the reviewers. You can get reviews done as well from the bloggers. I talked about your book excerpts. You can also do some contest. You can have a contest, and so a contest is a great way to interact with new readers, because people love free stuff. All right, and you can give away some of your some free autographed copies of your book. You can do some PDF file. You can, in any format, you can offer a contest and give away some of your books. Also, authors can reach more people and more target audience with a virtual book tour, in contrast to doing a tour, locally, or you're doing a conference and you have your vendor table set up there. So you're able to reach more people with your audience. One of the things that I do is my clients, when they want to do a virtual book tour, I send out an announcement to bloggers who will in turn respond back to me and say, I want to feature that author on my blog. I want to do an interview with that author. I want the author to write a guest post, and I'm willing to do a review on that book. And so when they respond back to me, I make communication with my author, and I, tell them this author, this blogger wants to feature you on their blog. And so it is when I get the bloggers responding to me, for my clients, I know that blogger wants to promote that author. I can't do what I do without bloggers, without the radio show host. I can't do what I do, because they help me promote you. And so those bloggers, they share that information with their social networks. So they are on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on LinkedIn, they're on Twitter. And so they're constantly sharing that information that I provide to them for you on their own platform. So you're not only increasing your platform, you're using their platform to help you reach their readers. And I think that that's a fabulous way to open up the opportunities for you to reach other readers. So another benefit is you can get reviews, as I mentioned. You can show your expertise as an author by doing a virtual book tour, especially when you have your own website. And so people can see that you do other things other than write books. If I go to your website and I see that, maybe you're a coach and I didn't know that. And so I'd be, really prone to use, I might be prone to use your services. Okay. And so you can share your expertise in any given field that you've written your book in. And I think that that's awesome. That's part of the articles that you can write and your guest posts that you can present to on the blogs. Next, another benefit. The author is going to expose their book, their writing style and voice to the audience of the blogger. The author, you and I, we're going to expose our books and our writing style and our voice to the audience of the bloggers. And bloggers have high visibility of traffic on their blogs, and they help promote the authors, as I mentioned. So here are a few of the stats. I sent out a request to some of my bloggers. I asked them to give me some of their stats, because stats change constantly, because it goes up and goes down. So these are some of the stats that they sent back to me. One of my bloggers said that for the month of June, All right. She had 83,067 total views on her blog. Then she said she had 7,247 of those were new visitors, unique visitors. And then she's told me that she has 15,000 followers on Twitter and over 2,000 likes on Facebook. So I'm so happy to have connected with her because she helps me. I mean, she's on Twitter and she's helping to promote. She's tagging me. She's tagging the author. She's doing her thing and she's helping me. Okay. Another blogger said that for the month of, and this is so far for July for her, she said she had about 200 new visitors on her blog, and she has 720 followers, and she ranges up to 310 views per month. So it varies depending on, of course, how many, the visitors that come. It depends on the content that's on the blog. So those things kind of vary with the stats. And remember I said they go up, daily or, monthly. They go up, they change all the time. But one of my other bloggers for the month of July so far, she said she had 129,000 viewers on her website. That's crazy. That's a lot of people hitting those blogs. This is why, when you're doing a virtual book tour or you just appearing on different blogs, you don't know the impact. You don't know how many eyes are looking at your stuff, looking at your book, looking at your content. But these are the kind of bloggers that I have helping me promote my clients. And there's so many more. I mean, I just gave you 3. I have a whole lot more who help promote my clients, whose stats are just crazy. And this is just sick that we can have this kind of exposure on the web. Okay. So I wanted to tell you a couple of my own personal experiences doing my own virtual book tour and how I met some really great people in this process. I told you earlier that I had did a virtual book tour with Tyora Moody, and I did some article writing. So, and I told you that I had sought after some online magazines, in which I did. And I wrote an article for, it was Live Magazine, and it's Cheryl Pullins. And if you don't know Cheryl Pullins, she's a great coach out there. And so I did an article, and I'm sure it was my same article, Don't Get Bitter, Get Better. And so I submitted my article to her magazine, and it was accepted, and my article appeared in her mag. And so from that magazine, we had contact with one another as far as the magazine was concerned. I had never met her at all. And so she had my contact information, my email, and all of that. And so Cheryl had decided that she was going to do an anthology. In fact, she's done 2. She was going to do an anthology. And the first anthology she did was Victorious Women. And so she sent out an email to all the women on her contact list, inviting them to be part of this anthology. And you submit your chapter, and if it's accepted, you will be, part of a co-author in the book. And so I did that. And so I became a co-author. My chapter was accepted, and I became a co-author in her book. And so I not only had my first book that I had did, I was now a co-author in another book, and I've done 2 with Cheryl, 2 anthologies. So just by presenting or submitting my article led to me being a co-author in in 2 anthologies, And so then doing that anthology, she had a book launch, and so I got to meet all these other ladies in that anthology. I met maybe 15 or 20 other ladies that were part of that anthology, and we developed great relationships with one another. So my point in this is telling you, this is the fact that you don't know what can happen when you submit an article. You don't know what can happen when you do a virtual book tour. You don't know the contact, the people that you can reach. You have no idea what can come after you do the work and what can, and the connections that you make. Had I never submitted that article to Cheryl's magazine, I would have never known about those anthologies. I would have never been in those anthologies. And so one one thing can lead to many other open doors for us. Okay. So keep in mind this. Excuse me. Keep in mind, technology is a tool. What I do for my client is utilize the tool to bring readers to them. We have to use this tool to this tool is used. I'm sorry. We have to use all available avenues to reach our audience. Blogging is a big business. Okay, blogging is a big business. Contact is wanted and exposure is there. And what I've done is I've taken the work out of it so you don't have to. All right. So let me how am I on time? I'm okay on time?
Yes, you are doing very well. We have one person who wants to ask a question. Um,
okay. Okay.
I had a couple of things I wanted to say, but I love blog tours. I try to. When before Ty was doing them, I used to do them. I like it. I like that you took the concept that I had. My concept was to make it like a real tour, like you're going to somebody's place and you have different content. I don't like blog tours that have the same thing. To me, that's a billboard. That is not a blog tour. You know, and I like that I am a big person on articles because I have an online magazine. But I think articles are a great way to introduce you to different people and open the doors. Like you are opening the doors for people. And if they use it right, they can go back to that blog and see if they want something else later on when they come out with something else, if they don't use your system again. You know, it's about building relationships. And a lot of people, when I do blog tours, I have people come on Surmag, and none of the guests come and visit the tour. The host will come, the person who's hosting the blog tour for them will come and say, thank you, LaShonda. I appreciate you coming by. Okay, my phone decides it wants to ring. I'm sorry. You know, but I tell my clients, if you're going to do a blog tour, treat that tour like you are in there in person. Go to that person's blog that's hosting you. Say hello, greet the guests, so they know that it's just not an advertisement, because that's not what it's about. You can pay for advertisement and move on. A blog tour is building relationships, introducing your book to these people's readers. And then I tell my people, your whole goal is to grab their readers and bring them back to you. That's when you say you have the website. You want to have a website to bring them back to you. You want to offer a little freebie that says, hey, sign up and give an excerpt from my book, or sign up to win this contest. Some people host contest. You are trying to grab those people. They got 500 readers that come every day. You want them 500 readers to come back to you, you know, but most of the time people go on blog tours and they, like I said, it's an advertisement. You know, I had one person contact me and he told me that I didn't make any sales when I was on my blog tour, on his blog tour that he did. I said, that was your goal for your blog tour? He said, yes, I wanted to sell lots of books. And I said, you had the wrong attitude then. I said, because blog tours is about getting you in front of new people. Nobody's going to buy your book because you on a blog tour. They're looking to see who you are. If your book is interesting, do you have enough time to come by and say, hey, how you doing? Thank you for reading my excerpt, or thank you for reading my content. You know, most times people look at that. Readers look at that, especially if these readers come back to this blog all the time. They're going, oh, they just was advertising. Now you come in there and say, hey, I'm LaShonda. How you guys doing? You got any questions for me today? I will be popping in 3 or 4 times today. I would love to hear from you. Tell me what you think. What do you like? Do you like my cover? Do you like the excerpt? You know, act like you are at a book event, and you are introducing yourself to that person. Most people who do blog tours miss the point because all they're thinking about is, oh, she's going to give me 50 blogs. Okay, so do you have time to go to 50 blogs? Most people don't. And so they miss the point. You know, do 10 blogs, then you can go visit those 10 blogs. Just because you went to 50 blogs doesn't mean 50 blogs are going to promote you the way you want to be promoted. They're just going to put the stuff on there. It's up to you to go there and work your book promotion. But most people miss that point of book tours. And what I tell my clients there, I say a book tour takes time. It's work. That person that's doing it for you, it takes work. That's why they're charging you. But you got to do your part. You can't just go put it out there like the guy. I told the guy, he's like, well, I didn't make any sales. I said, did you come to the blogs? Did you come and talk to the blog? Well, I didn't have to do that. I said, That's why you didn't make any sales, because you just didn't advertise. You just was McDonald's on a commercial, and people say, "Oh, okay," and they kept on going. They're gonna remember. I'm telling you, I went to a blog tour. The lady did a 30-day blog tour. And I went to each one of the things because it was interesting. She had something new about her book, something new about her on each blog. And she also had a contest. If you made a comment on each blog, you got a chance to win something at the end. And so that brought you through I call you going on the tour with the author. That's what you want to bring your readers with you on this tour. You don't want them to just go to one blog place. You want them to visit all 10, because you are bringing your readership to my readership. I'm introducing your readership to my readers, and you introducing your readers to me. And so that's what you want. You want to go on this little tour with them, and you want to bring people with you as you come. So when that person says, "Oh, you did a blog tour, girl, you brought 500 new people to my site." Bam! Of course they're going to say, "When you get your next book, let's do something else together." That's what you're building, the relationship. You want to be an author who's going to have 10 or 15 books. If you make everybody mad on the first book, you're going to have a hard time selling books and getting people to help you with your promotion, because that first book, we love to help you. That second book, I'm going to need a couple of dollars because, you was a rude person. You want to answer questions. People see your stuff. Don't nobody want to work with somebody like that, especially when you're going to be putting out a book every year. You want to keep on good relationships with everybody. My favorite authors are people that I worked with when they first started. And it's been 16 years, and they still have, and when their book comes out, I'm going to help them push their book out there, because they're fantastic people to work with. And so you want to be that fantastic person. You don't want to be that person that goes, "Oh, Lord, here she comes again." You don't want that. So, I just think that when you blog tour, use it for the right thing. Get your money's worth. That's why I tell my clients, get your money's worth out of it. You're paying for it. Work with the person who's putting it together. Don't leave it on them to promote you, because that's not their job. Their job is to set it up, and you got to go work the rest. So.
Yeah,
okay,
because that's so true, because that's what the things that I share with my clients is about that they have to participate in this blog tour. I tell them, go and visit each blog, read the comments, leave a comment, tell the host thank you. You want to interact with those that are there. Let them know that you appreciate them, hosting you, because they don't have to, and so this is how you build. Yeah, this is how you build relationship. And then also I want to reiterate something you said about the content. A lot of my my bloggers, they will tell me if someone if they're submitting a guest post, they don't want something that's been up before. They want new content.
Exactly.
And so this is why I send my clients a whole list of, I think I may have set maybe 50 or 60 topics that they can pick from, because a lot of times my bloggers will, if I had 10 bloggers and they each want, a guest post, that's 10 different guest posts. And so that's fresh information, fresh content on each blog, so that when readers come, and if they're following the tour, they'll go to the blog and they're not reading the same information, because a reader will get bored with that,
Exactly.
And so we have to present fresh content on those blogs. And so I emphasize that with my clients. I tell them, pick from this list of topics that you can write about, and make sure that it's not, you're not saying all the same things, and if you've submitted something before, you got to change it in some kind of way, so that it's not the same information that you're presenting on the blog. So yeah, I mean, it's so important that we work together. I organize it. But the author, my client, they have to be the one that helps do the work. I mean, there are some times where, and I'm an avid. I will promote on Facebook. I'll share on Twitter, on LinkedIn. I'll send the links out for the Amazon. I mean, I do my part, but the author too have to do their part. And then too, I had a client that did me the exact same way. After he did his virtual book tour, he contacted me and he said, "Paulette, I didn't make any money. I didn't have any sales, and I have it on my website. on my tour policy, the purpose of a virtual book tour. And that's one thing that authors need to realize, that why are you doing it? If you're doing it to make sales, then I'm here to tell you that you might be disappointed. You might get some sales, but it's really about exposure. It's about introducing your book to new readers. It's about building your platform. And so when he told me that, I said, I was taken aback that he had got kind of perturbed, with me. And I said, you know what?
We want his money back. That's what that's about. I want my money back. Somebody tell me that they want their money back. And I was like, you know what? It's a different thing when I haven't submitted anything out, but it's gone out. I can't give you your money back. And I tell them, promotion is about getting in front of people. It's not about making sales. If you make sales, that's great. And that's what you have to look about. You have to have a goal. So I said my next step now is I'm making people to write down your goal for this promotion. So you know that you met your goal versus LaShonda, I didn't sell nothing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So to build your readership up. Maybe you might have got 4 or 5 new fans, something like that. But if you go in and I'm going to sell 500 books, oh, I'm gonna need to give your money back now. Because I'm not gonna be able to guarantee. If that was the case, I would be a millionaire right now. Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Like that. Yeah. All right.
Yes. That is so true. You have to know what you're doing it for, your goals, and it has to be your attitude has to be that I'm doing it to get, build my my authorship, my increase my platform. It's not about the sales, even though you may get some, but the purpose is for you to really get the exposure. And so, he had some radio interviews as well. And I said, you know what, on those radio shows, that was your time to pop. That was your time to just really tell people the benefits of your book, to tell people why they just really, really need your book, and that's your platform right there. That's your platform in order for you to really let people know why it is necessary for your book to be in their library. So yeah, what you said about setting goals, you have to when you're doing a virtual book tour.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have the wrong idea about what promotion is, and that's what I'm trying to teach is that what is real promotion versus what is buy my book. that don't make it. So Jeanette, are you ask a question, or are you just like being in the hot seat because we can't see your face? So
she not.
she volunteered to be in the hot seat, but I think she might have hit the wrong button. You guys over here, I need to bump up my blogging game, but book not out for a while. Okay. Welcome, Dr. Corey. So I guess Jeanette doesn't have any questions. She just liked the idea of clicking on. No, she kicked the wrong button. All right, so we're gonna kick you out. Anybody else have any questions? Please jump in the hot seat, or it says kick. Yes. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Oh, Tamika's gonna ask a question. You can get on the line, or you can ask a question in the comments, which is very well good to
on the line. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah. Can you hear us? I think she's slowly coming in. She's coming in.
Yeah.
It takes a little minute to get in. Oh, okay. There she goes. Hi, Fatima.
Hi. Thank you. I'm so tired, so I'm like laying down and tie on. But Paulette, your presentation, like I have my notebook right next to me, and I'm like, I gotta call her because and LaShonda can attest to this. She has definitely been very instrumental in making me be more visible to people. And I said when I do my next book, I was gonna be more invested in promoting and doing blog tours and doing more things like that. So you really helped me, and I just went on your website, and I I saw one of the packages that I actually want to take advantage of. My book is actually, my book website is finished, but I want to do a book tour and or a blog tour, because I'm actually going to do a live tour, book tour, and I just booked one of my places. So I said, what better way to get in front of more people than doing one virtually as well? So, but my question is, you guys talked about, like, going on doing blog tours and making sure that you're engaging with people. So when you do a virtual tour, what is that? How do you get people to? How do you turn that into sales? Meaning, like, because LaShonda said that the guy was like, "Oh, I didn't make any sales." I'm definitely about building relationships, but what is the technique that you need to know or have in order to have a successful one? When it comes to that, I don't know if my question makes sense, but
Well, you know what? I think you have to define what success means to you as an author to do a virtual book tour. And, it's really about engaging with those readers. So when you go to visit those blogs and, you're, in contact with those who left a message and whatnot, you get their information. You could click on, I know when someone leaves a comment, I'm able to go on to their blog or, go to wherever website that they may have. I'm able to get their information, and so you build that dialogue with people. And so, the thing about it is you want to, like you do right now, you build relationships with people. People buy, our families and our friends are going to buy our books, all right? So that's a given. But, when we're talking about new readers, it's about, not just building a relationship, but building a relationship is key. But it's really having some kind of something that that they can really relate to in our books, whether it's, self-help book or we write fiction and something entertaining, in that book. But, I can't tell you how, 1, 2, 3, this is how you're going to get a sale. Because if I knew that formula, I would be filthy rich by now. Okay. I just know that I can see I'm consistent. Okay. I'm consistent. I'm committed, and and I cultivate myself as an author, and so I continue to do it. I continue plugging in. I continue to reach out, and so that turns into book sales. That's great. If it turns into me doing speaking engagements, that's even better. If it turns into me being on somebody's radio show, that's fabulous. So, you have to determine what is value to you. Is it a book sale, or is it about being a speaker somewhere? Because one, connection can open up so many other doors for you.
Absolutely.
I want to say this, that this is what I teach my client. I tell you, you want to grab that readership. Like, say, for instance, you're doing the summit. We had 100 and some people sign up for the summit. If you offer to opt in and you grab some of those people to come over to you that resonated with you. So you do the same thing when you go on a blog tour. When you go on a blog tour, you offer to opt in to get those people to come back to you. And that's how you sell, because you're introducing yourself to them. They say, oh, I love what she's talking about. I want to get that free course. She's awesome. Bam, you have them. Now they're in your system. So now it's your turn to do your selling to them. You can't really sell on somebody else's page because that's their page. All they're doing is showcasing you and saying how, who you are and whatever. But once you say they maybe you grab 25 of their readers and you brought them over to your thing. So that's your goal, is to try to get at least 5 people from each site that you go to come back to you. A lot of people don't think about that. They do this stuff. Some people don't even put their website to bring them back. Bring them back to you. That's the whole point of any tour, any advertisement, any promotion. You bringing them back to you. That's why I said website is the most important thing, or a mailing list. You don't have to have a website to have a mailing list. But you want to, when I was telling you about when we talk about doing the opt-in thing, how important that was. If your opt-in is what you use that for anything that you send out. When you send something out, you ask that person to come back to you, and that's how you grab them. You know, you went to Shore Mag's blog and you promoted on there. You grabbed 15 of Shore Mag's people. You went to somebody else's blog. You got 20 of those people. You know, and you're building. And I said, one reader at a time. You're building your readership that way. But if you grab 20 here, 15 here, tomorrow you can have a sale and you can say, hey, I got my book on sale for $10 today. Those people who are on there go, what? $10? Damn, if they want it, they're gonna buy it, you know, if they don't already have it. You know, you wanna always have a group of people that's already got your stuff, and you wanna have a group of people who don't. So you always sell to that group of people who don't. Segmentize your list. Keep the list of people who bought your stuff already, then you got a people that don't have it. And those people who, once they buy it, move them over to the bought list. Because you don't want to keep telling them to buy your book when you already got it. Right. You know, unless you got something. You always want to get them something new and fresh. That's how you keep your mailing list fresh and keep people not getting off because they're like, you just keep sending me the same old mess. I'm telling you stuff that I learned the hard way because I lost my people because I was sending them the same old stuff. They already got that. They don't want to hear that. Give me something new, something fresh. You know, so that's what you do. And that mailing list, nobody wants to play with it. Nobody want to mess with it. But that is your pot of gold. That is how you keep. That's how you make your sales. You don't make your sales because you're going to everybody's sites and stuff. You make your sales because you stay in front of those people that you met. You meet 50 people and you don't invite them back to your home. How do you talk to them ever again? Your event that you had. If you didn't make none of those people sign up on your mailing list, you're not going to talk to them again unless you see them on the street somewhere. You know, and so you always bringing them back to you. That's the point of promotion, bringing them back to you.
Okay. Thank you, LaShonda, and thank you, Paul. Definitely will be here.
You're welcome.
Anybody else want to come out here and give us a speak? Because it looked like our time is slowly dwindling. This went fast, didn't it?
Okay.
Paulette did a great job. She introduced me to Blab. All right, Blab. I'm ready. I'm gonna be doing the book Blab in a minute. So get ready, people.
Oh, this was fun. This is fun. So I do have a special out there for those that want to take advantage of a virtual book tour. I have a $25 off of all of my packages. I have a flyer out there in the group as well. So $25 off on all of my packages. That does not include my book blast. Those are just the virtual book tours. So you can check that out. And once again, my website is www.wnlbooktours.com. And LaShonda, it has been fabulous. I've had such an awesome time. This is a great platform.
You might have to do me a book tour. My anniversary is coming up, so I've been trying to think of different things to do for the anniversary, and I think I might do a book tour. So that might be fun.
Okay.
Yep. You should be hearing from me. I got to get my money together, but you know.
I hear you. But thank you so much.
And everybody that came in, thank you. And Paulette, you got any last words for us?
You know, I just want to tell all the authors out there, you're not by yourself. You have a whole lot of other authors who are supporting you and encouraging you, and you're not alone. And so if you have questions out there, you can, hit me up at info@PauletteHarper.com. Check me out. Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm trying to learn Instagram. LaShonda pushing me over there on Instagram, so I'm trying to learn that. And so I'm getting out of my comfort zone. Yes. But check me out, and I'll be glad to work with you. You have a book out there. I'll be glad to work with you to get the maximum amount of exposure for you and your book. Thank you so much. I've had fun.
Let me see if I can pause it.